I like read about like neuroscience and the brain, and the more I kind of see this principle everywhere. Like I used to think, when we were fucking back in school, that like the brain was just a bunch of like codes that was carried through connections, right? Like you have all these synapses, but like the more you study the brain, you realize it's not a bunch of codes running through connections. You realize that the code is the connections, right? That's how the brain works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you realize, when you turn that into like a bit of a metaphor, it's kind of like how everything works, right? So like how how it's like how you interact is the message, right? The medium is the message, is sort of the shorthand, or like the code is the connection. But it's just like if you're trying to tell a story on the internet, and I don't think people really realize like what a story is. A story is a vessel that holds your experience. That's what a story fundamentally is. And when people run into issues, it's when their story can no longer hold their experience, right? Like I have friends with like really bad PTSD, and I'm sure and actually know for a fact that you do as well. And it's like, what is that? It's like, well, that's when the story can no longer hold the experience. You have the story of what your life is, and you have this experience that's outside of that, and that you run into errors. And it's like, if you're using social media to tell your story as a part of like some marketing arm of your business, it's like it has to hold your experience, it has to hold your experiences. And if the vessel is shaped to hold someone else's, good luck. Like you're just going to consistently run into issues. And I see people and I listen and they go, yeah, I got like, 15 clients online, I got some in person. It's like, stop with the algorithm stuff. Stop with today's thing is like, we're going to put text on the bottom of the still photo flip book carousel thing. Like, you got to stop with that. Because here's the thing, most of those people have good stories, they have good experiences, and they have terrible stories, they have generic stories, and they just come off as generic.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think there's a lot of people trying to fit their story into the wrong means, right? Like going back to a movie, like I'm sure there's movies out there that if you were to just straight up read the transcript, it would probably be like a couple pages long. There's probably not much spoken word in those movies, but it tells an entire story that you can experience more visually and through, whatever audio there is that's outside of words and body language and nonverbal communication and things like that. And that's something that you can't really tell the story of something like that in a transcript. And that's what maybe Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, blogs, it might not be the right means for the story that you're trying to tell. Like if you're working in person and you're great in person, like maybe what you need to be doing is like talking to people, networking in person, and not just trying to hit the algorithm on the internet. And it's like I think everyone tries to fit into that. Everyone has their brand, and what is your brand, and what does that consist of? And you have to have an image on social media, and like the blue check mark, and all this stuff. And that's not the right package for most people. Like both you and I have worked with very successful people. What does their social media following look like? It's probably irrelevant because they didn't find success chasing followers and the algorithm, because that's irrelevant in a lot of realms of business. Like, yes, so everyone who has a business is advertising on social media because everyone's on social media and everyone's glued to their phones now. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a presence on social media to be successful. Like, be successful in your own realm, in the thing that you're doing, in the way that's going to breed more success. It doesn't have to be this, edgy, algorithmic, viral thing on social media. Like, if that's how you make your money, like there's plenty of people who make a ton of money on social media. Like, what's his name? Mr. Beast, the YouTuber. Like, he's making a lot of money doing a lot of shit on YouTube. And that's it. That's his thing, because that's how he has found success. But if you're in, I don't know, lumber sales or roofing or something like that, you don't have to be a hit on social media to find success. Like, you need to be able to tell your story in a means that matters, pertinent to where you're trying to find success, not just some generic means of building a brand because some online guru told you that you have to.
Yeah, I mean, an axiom that I followed like early in my career and still to this day was like, be famous in your hometown.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you, and I saw that a lot of what early days got shared when we started creating for the business. A lot of the shares and likes, and this was like Facebook days. This may have just been early Instagram days, at least for me or for you, was people from my hometown, people that I
Yeah.
had like taught how to deadlift and came into the gym. It's like if you lay that kind of foundation, you can find success because those people want to transact with you, right? But it's
Mhm.
like you can't walk that back, right? Like you can't do that in reverse. You can't be the guy who, because like play this out in your mind. You're a guy who like goes in, films all his sets, doesn't talk to anyone, and then no one's like, this guy's fucking annoying. His tripods everywhere. This guy's like fucking he never. But if you're the person that goes in and like tries to help everyone that asks, and you're not annoying, and then people see, oh fuck, man, yeah, I remember that guy. That guy was really cool. Like, I saw him. He helped this like old lady start and stop the treadmill every time when he was working out. And it's like those people are going to want to support you, right? Like
Mhm.
my thing is, it's like Shakespeare nails a couple of really good quotes, obviously, and one of my favorites is "All the world's a stage." That's a Shakespeare quote. All the world's a stage, and it's like, look, people now more than ever are always watching, right? So if you take the effort, even if it's just like completely self-interested, it's probably getting recorded. And if you do something good, you're going to end up on some fucking page somewhere of like Good Samaritan Instagram page or whatever. And you're like, oh yeah, that guy's like really nice. There's a kid, I don't know if you've seen him. He's actually a Windsor guy. He's fuck, what's his name? He like gives out a shit ton of money. He was like with the Kardashians um a few months ago or something. Fuck, MD Motivator. Do you know this guy?
No.
He's a Windsor guy, Windsor, Ontario, and his name is Zachary Daranyowski. And like a lot of this, like he'll like reward people for like being good. Like he sat outside a store with no shoes on, and a guy walked by and was like, "How come you don't have shoes on?" Like, I can't afford it. And meanwhile, the guy has 6.4 million followers. And like he's doing deals with, like I said, he was with the Kardashians, and he just like helps people out. And it's like this guy has kind of cracked the code. It's like if all the world's a stage and you're a good actor, and there's double entendre in the word actor here, then it's like you're going to get rewarded, right? So it's like he just, and like, does intent matter? Like, just don't be a piece of shit. Don't be a piece of shit, even if it's just for your own self-interest. Like this guy's living a good life, I'm sure, off of helping other people live a good life. And I think there's something to be found in what we do. It's like, hey, the straightest line to success is probably through the most immediate opportunity to help someone. In this day and age, that's truer now more than ever, right? It's like, one, you
Yeah.
never know who that personal connection will be, right? I think you and I could trace every big opportunity we've had, every client, every experience back to like a single conversation,
Yeah.
right? Like back to like just trying to help someone out. And it's like now with like how potent these social media vectors are, it's like even if you're like just some complete narcissistic piece of shit, but you want to be successful, your greatest opportunity to be successful is to help the person that's most immediate to you. And if you can
Yeah.
do that and you keep doing that, for almost regardless of your intent, you're going to be in a better place.
Yeah. And I would almost argue that intent doesn't matter because there's everyone's self-interested no matter what it is. I feel like that's the only reason anyone does anything is to feel good. Even if it's an outwardly selfless thing, they feel good because they did something selfless. Like there's not many people that are
Mm.
just gonna be a martyr and just like make themselves miserable just to make other people happy. Like I don't know if that exists willingly, right? So anyone that's doing good, they're doing it probably in some sort of a selfish means, right? And I'm not going to say that I'm any different than that. Like the reason that I hold myself to such a high standard in the things that I do, I want to do a good job because I want to reflect well upon myself and the way that I operate a business and the way that the standard that I hold myself to. And that's important to me because that feels good to me. Like it wouldn't feel good to me if I was just scamming people out of money and doing whatever, but I might be out on the outward facing more successful if I were to do that. Like having, money or fame or what, insert whatever thing is sought after here that is hard to obtain. Like, okay, yeah, I guess, but no matter what someone's doing, they're probably doing it just to make themselves feel good. And whether that's something that is more righteous or less righteous, that's like maybe up to the public opinion, or maybe that's up to them to decide. But like, I don't think people just do things selflessly for no reason. I think they do it because there is enough reward in that for them to make them feel good doing it. And
Mm.
some people might not have that same value of righteousness in them, or it is less genuine in the things that they're doing. But like, it makes me feel good to see other people accomplish their goals. It makes me feel good to be someone that can help them bridge that gap. It makes me feel good to be useful. It makes me feel good to do a good job. And those are all reasons why I do the things that I do. And I like to think that I do it in like a, a relatively moral standard way. Like I feel like I'm doing it in a way that is respectable, and maybe there's some righteousness in that. But like, at the end of the day, the things that I do, the things I put effort in, they're for my self-preservation, so that I can live a comfortable life, so that I can feel good. And I do it in a way that I think is it shows some sort of moral standard. And I do it genuinely because I like helping people. But that's the key to it, is I like it. It makes me feel good. If it didn't make me feel good, then I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think intent only matters as it's an indicator of future behavior.